Inelastic collision. In previous topic we have discussed about the elastic collision and that was that whenever there is no loss of kinetic energy. Okay, now inelastic collision is a kind of collision where there is some loss of kinetic energy. ठीक है, for example you throw a mud on the wall or clay on the wall. Okay, here it is a clay, आपने इसको throw किया and it stick to the wall. Initially it is moving with some velocity, so having some kinetic energy, and when it stick to the wall, so there is completely loss of kinetic energy since velocity becomes zero. Another example, if we take a normal ball and you just throw it over a floor and it doesn't come back to the same height and it just up to this point only, so naturally it means there is some loss of kinetic energy while it strikes to the floor, and such kind of collision is known as inelastic collision. अनदर एग्जाम्पल फ्रॉम डेली लाइफ हम ले सकते हैं, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर कोई एक्सीडेंट होता है ऑन द रोड, इन दैट केस एक व्हीकल मूव कर रहा है, अनदर व्हीकल मूव कर रहा है एंड दैट कोलाइड विद ईच अदर. देयर आर मैनी सिचुएशन, आइदर ये इसके साथ कोलाइड करे एंड इट बोथ स्टॉप्स, दैट इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ इनइलास्टिक कोलिजन. ये भी हो सकता है कि सपोज दिस व्हीकल इज हैविंग मोर स्पीड and it is a heavier vehicle, so it will take this body along with it like this. So this is again an example of inelastic collision, right? So whenever there is a slight loss or complete loss of kinetic energy, then such kind of collisions are known as inelastic collisions. And if we talk about the essential conditions or characteristics of inelastic collision, so what will be that characteristics? See, momentum will always be conserved and total energy will always be conserved in both cases, in elastic collision or inelastic collision. The difference point will be kinetic energy. In elastic collision, no loss of kinetic energy, but in the inelastic collision there is loss of kinetic energy. So what will be the characteristics? Characteristics are, number 1, linear momentum is conserved. Linear momentum conserved. Second one is total energy is conserved. Total energy is conserved, but kinetic energy is not conserved. Kinetic energy is not conserved. So this is the basic key point, that in the elastic collision, loss of kinetic energy is there, but in case of inelastic collision, kinetic energy is not conserved. That is, there is a loss of kinetic energy.